Sistine Chapel. It's the most beautiful, awesome artwork in Rome. An awesome work. One day, the story goes, the true story, that Michelangelo was painting, and one of his aides came in to check on him. When he walked into the chapel, it was dark and musty. Michelangelo could not see, and so his colleague cried out, "Michael!" He heard no sound. "Michael, are you here?" He heard some noise in the corner, the dark, behind the post, up above the nave, in the secret corner where no one could see. "Michael!" But he heard a voice in the back, beneath the scaffold, behind the post, up above the ledge, in the dark corner. And the answer came, "Yes, I'm busy." And the aide came and looked up in the darkness behind the post, way behind the rafters, and there's Michelangelo on his back, with a painting brush in his teeth, one in his hand, on his palette, and he is on his back, painting the feathers of one of the little angels in the dark behind the post, where no one will ever see. His colleague said, "Michael, what are you doing up there?" He said, "I'm painting the ceiling." He said, "But Michael, you are putting details on the feather, on the wings of an angel in the dark, behind the post, above the nave, beyond the rafters, and no one will ever see it. Why waste your time?" And without catching a breath, Michelangelo spoke through the brush in his teeth and said, "But God sees it." He keeps on painting. What a spirit of excellence. An excellent spirit does not work because people are watching. It doesn't work because it will be known. Excellence comes from a spirit, an attitude on the inside. See, Michael was not working for the observation of people. He had an integrity with himself. He believed that everything he did should be the best he ever done, even if no one ever saw it. I think we should give Michael a hand for setting an example of excellence. That's why we cannot ignore Michael, because Michael was a man of excellence. Number 3, possess ethics and integrity. Number 3, possess ethics and integrity. A person of excellence is a humble.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hello, 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 hello. Good evening. Okay, fantastic. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. I can see you all. I can see Favor from Enugu, Grace from Lagos, Ogene Caro from Delta, Mary from Benin, Ogona from Abuja, Adesoa from Abeokuta, Yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm waiting for our coach to join us in a bit. Um, she's trying to sort out a network issue, but she's going to be with us shortly. Welcome. How are you all doing today? I'm so excited about tonight's coaching call. For the very first time in a very long time, we get to have two coaches at the same time. We're absolutely blessed. And today we're going to be having Coach Paulina as well as Coach Ibukun. They are two very phenomenal women. Sorry. The first I'm going to talk about is Coach Paulina, who is going to be our first speaker today. I want to give her time to join us before I begin to speak about her. But let me just give you some heads up. So when things were a little bit somehow for me, and then one day somebody put up something on Facebook and she's like, do you need investment for your business? And at that time, my product business was shaking. So I commented I needed a partner or an investor or something to help me take back my business. And she reached out to me and was like, oh, what you said is really nice. The product you seem to be offering seems really cool, you know? And so she was like, oh, wow, welcome. So she began to speak to me. But when she began to speak to me, I realized that, not just she, I realized that I didn't have a very solid business structure that was actually going to make that business sustainable. So there was a very high chance that I was so excited about it. But if she brings in the money, I might actually lose money from it. But at that time, I was in a very sorry state, and I was in the victimhood. So I felt like a victim. I felt everything was working against me. And so I'm like, okay, this is what is going on. I don't even know. I just need help. I just need to break out. And when she began to listen to my journey and my experiences, and she's like, you have something phenomenal here. Do you actually document your process? And that was the first time I was actually hearing that. She started asking me, do you actually document your processes? That the thing that you think is easy, that imagine you're exporting. Do you know how many people are actually struggling to really export out of Nigeria? Many people are really struggling to do that, and they're really unable to do that. But look at you, you're doing it with ease, and you've done it for a while. If not because of what happened, probably you would have been far ahead just by trial and error. You might call it trial and error. But why don't you document the steps that this is what I did? I first registered here. This is how I got in the payment and all of that. And this is how I actually came on board. That if you are able to document it, you can actually sell that resource to other people, or even offer it as the value in exchange to other people that can be helpful to them, their businesses, their lives, and all of that on the long run. And I'd never seen it like that. And she was like, sit down, start documenting your processes. How did you graduate? How did you start this business? How did you get here? You can even document your failures. And she was the first person that began to teach me or talk to me about structure. And yes, we did. She didn't get to invest in that business. That business eventually went off, or whatever it is at that time. However, there were lessons that were indelible in my heart. And at that time, she had a business academy on WhatsApp, primarily for women. And I began to follow her silently, join the group, and I was learning. And then there was something she actually told me as well, aside that area. She was like, when you want to talk about value on the table, I think if you've worked with me, you've interned with me, you know I say that a lot. Don't discuss with me based on your challenges or whatever. Discuss with me based on the value you bring to the table. You want me to increase your amount, you want to earn more, then you should discuss based on the value that you're actually bringing to the table, right? That's what I always tell people. And she was the one that first taught me that. She's like, you can't carry your problem on your face and then you think people are actually going to come through for you. They will even be scared of you because they will feel you don't have the capacity to handle it, and they will actually see you as a disadvantage and begin to pity you, and you will actually get less than what you deserve if you do not actually brace up and ditch the mindset of victimhood and all of that. That was what she actually told me. And trust me, at that time, it was very painful for me because I didn't even know how to separate myself from what I was going through. I didn't know how to do that. I was practically a mess, so I didn't know how to separate myself from what I was going through. And here she was telling me that I should ditch my victimhood and all of that. It really did not make sense, to be very honest with you. But I did that. I did that, and I am forever grateful that I did that. I decided to not just see my pain, but decide to actually see a transformation from my pain. So currently, the link to the Zoom call has been shared to YouTube. Like you all know, for those that are actually members of the Tech Up Girls, the Zoom meeting is not open to everyone, but we're actually streaming from in here. So we can take in as much as about 90 people in the Zoom meeting, but the rest will have to stream live from Facebook. Don't feel you're going to be left out from YouTube. Don't feel you're going to be left out if you're streaming from YouTube or Facebook or wherever it is you're streaming from. Our mentors are everywhere, and they're going to be taking questions. If you have any questions, any comments, or any clarifications, they're going to be taking it from there, and they're going to be bringing it on here for the coaches to actually answer your questions, whatever it is you might have. So please give me 2 minutes. Let me just reach out to her. I don't know what the problem is still. What the problem is still. Let me see. Okay, so she's going to be joining us really soon. I've called her, try to call her. But while we proceed, I'll just pick up 2-3 people before she comes online. She's trying to sort out her network issue. To actually share with us what their experience have been the last 3 weeks. It's 3 whole weeks, like 3 whole weeks. Like it's 3 whole weeks. So who is going to just raise up your hand? I don't want to call any name. So if you know you want to tell us your experience in the last 3 weeks, just let me know. Okay, yeah, the script is on. So for those that need transcription, it's actually on. Okay, so yes, let me see. Whose hand is raised? Okay, Yuna, yes, you can unmute. Go ahead. Tell us, what has your experience been so far? You can unmute, and we want to see your face as well.
Oh. Let me try to turn on my camera.
Okay.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Okay. the past 3 weeks has been something else. I've been quite busy, and adding this program and this training to it has been something else. And it's opened my eyes to a lot of things. The past 3 weeks have opened my eyes to a lot of tools that I actually had at my disposal that I wasn't really maximizing. Before now, I definitely had Canva on my phone. I had a Gmail that I was using very frequently. I didn't even know that Google had a free blog site that I could just use. And I've been wanting to, start up something, maybe blogging a little bit. So it's really been eye-opening, and right now I can't just wait to get through with it. I can't wait to see what I can do with this. Oh, sorry, someone is really needing my attention. Let me turn off my video. But the truth is that it's just been really enlightening. I have come, as in, I've been exposed to things that I wouldn't have been exposed to if I didn't take this training. The social media, even though it's mostly directed at businesses, I have begun to talk to some of our coaches, and I found out that we can tailor it to our personal lives, our professional lives, and then it can really help us put ourselves out there and boost our career. Sorry about the child.
No, it's okay. It's absolutely
He really
fine.
wants to be in the camera.
It's okay.
Okay,
All right.
that's it.
Fantastic.
It's really been enlightening. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Jennifer, we want to hear you.
Okay. Hi, good evening. There's no light where I am. So it's pretty dark. You might not be seeing my face. Okay, the 2 weeks has been really interesting. And the most interesting part is this week's lesson, because recently, beginning of the week, I got a job, a social media marketing job, and I didn't know how to strategize content. So this week's teaching has really been eye-opening. I've been able to implement some things. At least I've gotten a content calendar just to choose the different contents I will fix for each social media platform. So it has really been interesting and experimental for me, because I like experimenting what I've learned so that it sticks better. So I want to say thank you to Tech Up Girls Initiative.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Who else would like to share their experience so far? Okay, Rabiat, yeah, go ahead. You can unmute. Rabiat, you can go ahead. You can unmute. Okay, she's not unmuting. So yeah, I'm trying to get our coach on board. I better just give you permission to unmute. Sorry, I'm trying to get in our coach. She has some network issues. So, but while we wait for her, we'll just have to take Mrs. Ibukun first. We'll just have Miss Ibukun first. Okay. So, um, I'm very interested in both topics that we're actually going to be speaking. Yes, she's here. Thank you. Finally. Okay. Miss Ibukun is here. Yeah, I'm excited. Okay. So, I'm very excited about the topics we have today. So one of the issues I actually struggled with, because I think I accidentally became an entrepreneur. It wasn't my thing. I really thought I was going to be in the lab at the back end and just doing some kind of work or something, but somehow I needed to survive. And so I started business. And then for starting business to survive, I discovered a gap and I began to provide the solution. And then like that, we began to grow and all of those kind of things. And so when I started, I didn't have any business degree. I didn't understand anything about business except what you could Google. I didn't know what a business plan was, how to develop one or anything. And I also did not understand some things. Now, for what is now technical incubator, which is to be admissions with excellence, we started it, or I registered it with the grant I won, which was just like a mistake where you just want to try out something and let's just see, and then you win it and then you get the money and then all of that. And that was how I started. However, I got to a point where I realized that I was making money, but I was not having enough. So I was making money, but I was still broke. So it was like a circle, and I was in debt and so many things. And of course, being a single parent and all, it wasn't even funny or making sense. And then so many decisions to make. And then I knew I needed a change. And with time, I realized that because I started taking some business courses, and I was taking courses on business, making sure my health was okay and all of that, I knew that I also needed to pay attention to my financial health as well. And so I began to learn about money. Making money is just never enough. It's just like scratching the surface. Knowing how to manage and multiply money, especially as a woman, it's a whole lot. There are so many opportunities out there for women, so many, but most are not positioned for it. Most are not ready for it. Most cannot even demand for it because they feel they don't even have the capacity to. And so I'm so excited that Ms. Ibukun is going to be taking us today. I'm going to quickly read her bio so she can delve right into it. She's so interesting to listen to. She's fantastic. Ms. Ibukun Omololu is the principal consultant and lead researcher for the Teal Tree Company, a women's development consulting firm focused on bridging gender gaps through structured leadership development and financial education initiatives and interventions. She is strongly committed to increasing female representation in leadership and executive management cadres of organizations and society at large through gender parity and diversity initiatives. Ibukun is the convener of Woman of Wealth financial literacy webinars and the executive producer of her podcast and newsletters, Being More with Ibukun, a project that inspires women to amplify their voices and hone their leadership skills for more impact and influence. Before venturing into entrepreneurship, Ibukun worked in the financial services sector for over 14 years, leading the design and delivery of tailored financial products and services designed to meet the needs of women across multiple strata. As the former head, one woman, the women banking team at Sterling Bank, a leading financial institution in Nigeria, Ibukun was at the forefront of numerous development projects like the launch of the Bloom Network, an initiative designed to groom and optimize leadership capabilities for women across essential business areas at Sterling Bank. Women's Banking Market Survey, fully funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, transformation project propelling Sterling Bank from a fully functional traditional bank to a digital bank, financial literacy training of over 800 women at the EDC Cherry Blair ExxonMobil Road to Growth program, Other major achievements culminated in the bank winning the prestigious 2017 CBN Sustainability Award for Women Banking. Ibukun is a nominee for the 2021 Trailblazers Award by the Strategic African Women in Leadership Survey organization and one of 20 globally selected purpose ambassadors of Bridge for Billions, advocating innovation and inclusive practices for women entrepreneurs and founders. At her church, the Covenant Nation, she volunteers as the governor of a community group for work from home mothers, where she leads female working professionals and business owners through a structured coaching journey of personal transformation and development designed to help stay-at-home mothers build self-efficacy and support systems to enable them attain adequate balance between family, career, and life demands. Ibukun has worked with organizations like ExxonMobil, Covenant Capital, Tutorial, Floor Mills Nigeria, Flourish Africa, amongst others. A gifted public speaker and a trainer, she has graced a wide array of platforms addressing distinguished emerging leaders, women networks at multinational corporations, SME owners, and more. Ibukun holds a BA in linguistics from the University of Ilorin. She's a certified retail banker from the prestigious Retail Banking Academy, UK. She's the author of 4 books, the most prominent being Behind the Little Bundles of Joy, which she uses to educate and prepare women about childbirth entails and postpartum care. She's happily married to Adedayo Omololu, and they are blessed with 2 beautiful boys. Ibukun enjoys traveling and exotic food experience. So let's make welcome Miss Ibukun Omololu. Well, please, can you turn on your video? Welcome. We're so excited to have you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for accepting.
Thank you. I just want to
confirm.
Oh, okay. Oh, please,
Yeah.
anytime. It's a pleasure to work with you. Excellent. And thank you for the great work you're doing. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yes, we can hear you.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's just get right into it. Can I get access to share my screen so that I can present the slides as well?
Absolutely, you have access now.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, good evening, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for excellence. But the generous, I was like, are you going to read all of that, or you're just going to cut it? Thank you for the generous introduction. It's such a pleasure to be here. I'm super proud of the work you're doing, and I'm happy to work with you at any time. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ma.
So today I've been briefed to speak with you about she and her finance, and I just put in a little tagline under there as why women need to make money and why they need to grow money, because it's really important. Beyond everything, please just give me a moment. Let me put this on full screen mode. Fantastic. Okay. So beyond everything I am going to say today, I'm going to be sharing different things with you. I do not want to flood you with too much information, but basically we're just going to go into a bit of housekeeping, the objectives, what is personal finance, budgeting, next steps, then questions and answers. So as we go on, let's agree to be open to new ideas and express any disagreement respectfully. I'm sure we won't have any disagreement anyway by the time I'm done. Feel free to type your questions in the chat box, and please feel free to, I like to see that you're participating. So please let me know that you're following me. You could use icons, your reactions, your smileys, whatever, just to let me know that you're still listening. And then the questions will be taken. It will be entertained after the presentation. Okay, so the objective of this, really, what's in it for you? One, why should you listen to me? Is to help you think about your finance and wealth within the context of your location. So regardless of whether you live in Nigeria or you do not live in Nigeria, wherever you are in the world, this training is supposed to help you think about your finance and your wealth within the context of your location. It's also to help you evaluate your finance and provide a reference point for improvement. So it's basically to help you look at what you're doing right, what you're not doing right, and how you can do better, where do you want to move to in certain financial goals for yourself. Lastly, next it's going to help you set measurable financial goals that makes you profitable to yourself and to your family, because that's really what we want to see at the end of the day. And then it's also to provide you with information, opportunities, accountability, and support in planning for your finance and your future. And nothing gives me more pleasure than really teaching about finance, because it's an area that I know a lot of women are trying to improve and they're trying to learn, but it's an area that women are really lacking in. Okay, so just before I get right into it, did you know that 60% of the poorest people in Nigeria are women? How many of you knew that? Let me see your reaction. Do you know 60% of the poorest people in Nigeria are women? And this was a research done according to IFC. This was in 2017. And the number was even staggering. It was going up to about, I think it was 86 million people. Of the 86, about the 60 women were about 60 something, who were poor. And guess what? These women were in their older age. They were above 55 years old. And, for me, these are, yes, especially in the rural areas. Thank you so much, Mary. For me, these are staggering numbers because I'm a woman and I see quite a number of women who are starting out in life but not giving thoughts to their future. They're not giving thoughts to what becomes of them by the time they get older. And even beyond that, when you look at the domains within gender inequality, it persists largely in areas of acquiring financial and human endowments. And when I talk about things like that, it's really around how are people able to access education, how are women able to access health care, how are they able to access financial endowments for themselves, to take up opportunities, and then how are they able to use those opportunities to make profits for themselves. So it's in 3 dimensions, and women are the most lacking in all of this. And we found out that what a lot of women actually are lacking is agency, meaning that they do not have the power or decisions to make, or the power or the choice to make decisions that affect them largely. So having worked with women for a long time, I tend to see that at the end of the day, they tend to be the most vulnerable in society. The way poverty impacts women is totally different from the way poverty impacts men. And so for me, it was totally unacceptable. And I was like, oh, what can we do about this? And I started to, do a bit of more research on what we could do for women. Contrary to the belief that access to finance is really the problem for women, and this is arguably, this is something that is contestable, but I strongly believe, and because I have done the research, that it's not just access to finance. It's actually helping women to know how to handle finance first, before they access the finance, and then they're able to use it. Because what I find is when people do not know how to actually handle income, when you give them funds, they misuse, they mismanage, or they misdirect the funds. So funds that were used for, that were initially gotten for business would now be diverted into something else, because the psychological part and the mindset part has not been worked on. And oftentimes I see when, from my experience in banking, when you do a lot of this capacity development trainings, we really do not focus on the psychological part. We just tell them, oh, this is how to access funds, this is what they need to do, and all. And then by the time they access the funds, they're most likely not using it the way they're supposed to, or they've diverted it into other things. So what I'm just going to be doing today is to kind of break down a bit on the psychological part of funding to you. Now, why women? Why am I doing this? I already told you that 60% of the poorest people in Nigeria are women. The impact of the pandemic is more staggering than you think. Save the Children estimates that there will be 18 million girls that will be married off between now and 2025 because of the impact of the pandemic, meaning families are not able to feed. And so they would rather pull their daughters out of school and get them married off to be able to access some form of funds so that they could live. So it's really, and that's just on one side. We've not even spoken about domestic violence, which to a large extent is really one of the determining factor is because women do not have the agency. They do not have the funds to be able to actually take decisions or have a voice to be able to do things on their own. So what I find from research too is that most of the women who have been abused, even if they leave their abusers, who could their spouses and the likes, they tend to return back to them because they do not have any sum of funds. So it's important that we know some of these dimensions to it. Also, there are more women in necessity-driven entrepreneurship rather than innovation-driven entrepreneurship. Now, what do I mean by that? Necessity-driven entrepreneurship is that a single household income is not enough. It's not sustainable for the average Nigerian family anymore. So most women who are not working are looking for how to support their husbands who may be working in terms of funding. So they would rather do business. So that business is not really innovation driven. It's not really about, oh, there's a problem here that I can solve, and this is what I'm trying to use to solve it. It's more about, oh, to keep body and soul alive, and then for survival, I need to be able to do this business. So most women, several of them are doing businesses that may not necessarily interest them, but they're just doing it to, like, while away time, which is why you see quite a number of women who are just like local players and not really moving into the global stage as core business owners who have started businesses from home and are doing great things with it. Next, women outlive men and have less financial independence. So truth of the matter, statistics have shown all over the world that women are outliving the men because men are, for lack of words, are dying earlier than women. And I had a boss used to say that word. It was the women killing the men, but I don't believe so. So when women outlive men, the men are going to leave the world. What are they going to leave the world to? Hopefully to the women, even though I have research to show that most men do not put their wives or the women as their beneficiaries. They usually make them next of kin, and there's a clear difference between that, in case you do not know. So women outlive men, and they are less financial independent in terms of they do not have too much agency to be able to do things. So if perchance they are able to administer over the estate of their husbands, if it's something that they've not been doing, how are they going to be able to manage it effectively if it's not something that they've been able to learn, they've been able to train, might get their hands burnt a bit, but learn and know better? Because when you do things and you do it better, you tend to be when you do things and you do it repeatedly, you tend to get better and you tend to sharpen your skills when you do that. Lastly, women have lower financial inclusion levels, and we've always known that there are more men who are included in the financial space than women, and there's so many things that contributes to this that do not let women actually have all of this. So that's why I am doing a lot of this. So basically, it starts with your personal finance. Now, this is a long shot, taking it from here on what personal finance is, but I will try to build a bit of context and background. I have one of my resources here in front of me in case you're wondering why my eyes are oscillating. It's basically just to be able to give you a good background on it. So before we get into personal finance, it's important for us to understand what I term the financial DNA. And I believe every single person has a financial DNA, which has sets of assumptions that determine how you relate with money. And it impacts on how successful you are with your finance. And it comes in three forms. Oh, awesome. I'm sorry, I have a little one here who just finished his Indomie and wanted to announce to mommy. Thank you. Okay, can I have some space? Okay, thank you. So just go back to your brother and let me finish my work. Thank you, mommy duties. So I was talking about financial DNA. Your financial DNA has sets of assumptions that determine how you relate to money and impacts on how successful you are with your finance. And it comes in three forms. First, it comes in your money beliefs. And this is basically your psychology about money. Why am I going into this? Because everybody has a script. Everybody has been handed some set of assumptions that they've grown with, that has formed their patterns, that has formed a lot of their habits, that has formed quite a number of things. So when you see someone who you think this person should have done well for himself and hasn't done well in like the past 4 or 5 years, it's because of these patterns and these habits that they've not been able to actually crack, okay, that keeps them in patterns and cycles for a long time. And these are very weighty stuff, so I want you to please follow me. So really, like I said, it's your psychological belief about money. Now, these things are not taught. Nobody sits you down to teach you, okay? You actually catch them. You catch them from observing. You catch them from watching. You catch them from growing in a household. You catch them from the interactions that your parents or the people you grew up with have actually given to you. So it is caught. It is not taught. And that is really one of the biggest and most efficient way of teaching people to learn things unconsciously. So what has happened is that a lot of us do not really know where we learn about money. So if I ask you now, who taught you about money? Maybe you've read about books, but you've never actually sat down to learn about money. You've never actually gone through any form of business or finance class in terms of what is money, what is wealth. If you think about it, where did you learn about it? Some of you have never learned it. Some of you, everything you've known about it has been from your parents. Some of you have read books that has really formed it. But then when you look at your terrain and your environment, it's a different thing when you pick things from abroad and you cannot apply them or customize it to your context, to your location. So the things, we pick up all of these things that cause behavioral defects and patterns, and it is not taught, it is caught. It's somewhere in your subconscious mind. And it's very important for me to mention here that when a child picks up something, by the time the child is 7 or 8, that habit is formed, it is stuck. And so they carry that habit into adulthood. And the truth of the matter is, if they never sit down to actually go through some of those subconscious thoughts and some of the things they've learned about money, they will start implementing it without knowing where those things are coming from. So to make you understand this, how do children learn and how do adults learn? We learn in basically 3 large ways. Auditory. You listen to things and you do it repeatedly until you get it. So if you want to learn a song right now, you put it on repeat until the melody or the symphony sticks, and then the words will start coming to you because you put it on repeat over time. It's repeated learning, okay, which is auditory learning. Next is visual learning. When it's visual learning, these are ways in which learners learn by absorbing information when they see materials presented to them, and then these materials, they associate it with certain things. So if I tell somebody I want what is wealth to you, if I talk about wealth to someone would be thinking of wealth in terms of cash, maybe bone straight hair, a car, a nice luxury car, expensive vacation. If I talk to somebody else about wealth, the person is probably thinking bonds, cash, bonds, treasury bills, a good network, good relationship, social capital, good health. If I talk to wealth about somebody else, the person is thinking refineries, is thinking long-term capital projects and all the likes. So those are the things they associate it with based on what they've seen over and over and over and over time. Now, the last way people learn is called tactile or kinesthetic learning, and it's the combination of the auditory and the I think there's a bit of interference. Sorry, forgive me, I'm trying to mute. Okay, I think the person is muted. So it's a combination of both the auditory and the visual. This is where you see something, you've heard it, and you've gotten so used to it that you now start acting it out, which is what happens to a lot of us. So the truth of the matter is, you learn consciously or unconsciously by listening or looking at things consistently and not knowing that you have subtly or inherently imbibed those things. And this is what is attend learning by Peacock, where you have seen it, you've seen it so much, you've heard it so much, and then you start to exhibit it. So what I'm going to ask you is this: were there things you saw or heard your parents talk about money, or did not talk about money, or did not talk about, that influenced you or your attitude about money from an early age, that you have carried on into your older years, and it is holding you back? Now, all of this makes up your money beliefs. Your money beliefs forms your mindset. So your money beliefs could be something like, based on what you've grown up with, you feel money is difficult to make. It's easier to spend money than to save money. It's normal to struggle and live in poverty. Or I can only be comfortable by marrying a rich husband. It is not good for a woman to be rich. Loans are bad. It is impossible to achieve my financial goals. Money is a limited resource, so do what you can to get as much of it as possible. Spend your entire life getting money, because that is the most important thing. If you don't get money, is what you should trade your life for, and so spend your entire life making money. And so these are some of the things that we've grown up with that influences the kind of job, the kind of work, the kind of career we want to take, and all of that. And so it's amazing that we grow up with all of this, and then it forms a mindset. Now, your mindset is the unique set of beliefs and that forms your attitude about money. So if you believe that money is difficult to make, you're probably the one that you will get your salary at the end of the month. You believe, okay, it's already difficult to make. After making this money, I eat, I blow everything, and we wait till next month. And these are the things that actually affect people in not planning for their income, in saying, oh, actually, if I'm able, if I'm making this amount of money, I should be able to, break it down into parts. What do I put here? What do I put there? What do I put there? Now, this money mindset now affects your money management skills, because really, when you think about it, that, oh, money is difficult to make, whatever you make today, let's just eat it, blow it, and so your there's no money management skill for you. You're not taking any necessary step or action to help you plan your finance. And this is what makes a difference between somebody who is an impulse buyer and a person who is a calculated buyer. The idea is not to restrict your lifestyle, but the idea is for you to know that, oh, based on these beliefs I have, this is how I relate with my money, and this is why I think it is a limited or scarce resource, and so you do not plan well. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, because that really forms the background, now that we've formed that background, we can now go into personal finance, because personal finance is the process where one arranges to make, to save, to spend, and to invest money to live comfortably, have financial security, and achieve financial goals. Now, everything I had walked you through is the sole reason why people access funds and they do not use it well. This is the sole reason why people get paid salaries or they start a business and they are not able to use the money, eject the money back into their business or even plan well for it. So what happens is they've gotten paid for a job, but they're like, at the end of it, I don't even know where the money went. I don't even know how the money went. That's actually what happens. And this is from a lot of research, personal research, as well as a lot of experience I have had teaching people financial literacy and helping people to access loans. This is really the issue. It's not just accessing the loans, because you can access the loans, trust me, but then you don't use it well. And it's the same thing that is tied to retirees who are given a large amount of money when they retire. 6 months down the line, there's no more funds. After they've been given like maybe 85 million or 120 million, 6 months down the line, there's no more funds. So really, it's the process where we arrange to make, because it's important that we're making money. So what Excellence has taught you right now is how to make money using your skills, using yourself, because you yourself are You're an asset. You're a form of wealth, in case you do not know. The skills and the things you're doing is really what brings money for you. You know, people say time is money. No, time is not money. Time plus your skills equals money, because that's what it's going. That's the exchange you're going to give. That's the exchange, that the value you're going to give in exchange for the money. So you need to be able to make money, okay? And then you need to be able to save money and then spend money. And I say save because you need to be able to put something out for yourself, okay? That this is how much I'm going to be keeping for myself, or this is how much I'm going to be keeping for the business, or this is how much I'm going to be putting back if I have a loan and all. And then after planning on that saving, then you can now plan on what it is you want to spend. What happens is people put the spend before the save. So they expend everything, okay, without thinking of what it is I am going to put out and save. Because trust me, if you don't save, what you save is actually what you're going to use to invest. Because when people tell you, oh, there's an opportunity here, it's because you've eaten up your seeds. The seeds that you're supposed to use, that are supposed to be compounded, where you can now put it into investment for yourself. You've eaten it up. You didn't put it aside that we're going to save. You've actually spent it. And so that's what quite a number of people are doing. So there are people who are running businesses who are not planning for their retirement. Okay, because I find a lot of entrepreneurs, and I know a lot of you will follow that, is because they're going to become virtual assistants, executive assistants, content writers, and digital planners, and all. I want you to think of it in the long run. It's not just for you to survive. It's also how are you going to be able to apportion this funding and this money in such a way that your stakes are also vested and you're taking care of yourself. So you're able to make money, save money, spend money, and then invest. The 7 parts to invest sometimes take a long time. What they don't tell you is that it takes a long time. You feel that it's just, oh, it's an overnight thing. So you now go and take your rent money to save and think you want to invest, but the rent is in 6 months' time and it doesn't make sense because you're now going to start putting yourself under pressure. So the saving is something different, that you know that how much can I conveniently put out every month? Is it 5? Good. If it's 5, it's going to take me 2 years to be able to save as much as 120,000. Then you know that that is your plan and you're doing it. And this is really how you achieve your financial goals. This is really about setting financial goals, which a lot of people do not think about. So now I have told you quite a lot of things. What next after this? Because you've learned about that. And please, I just want to check the chats to see that. Thank you. Fantastic. I see you're all following me. People spend money before they save. Yes, that's what happens. Fantastic. So what next? Because I've told you quite a lot of things. So the first thing you need to do is to assess your current financial situation. Sit down, calm down, and take a look at your financial situation. Where am I? Am I making money? Am I not making any money? Do I have money? If I have money, how much do I own? How much do I have in the bank? How much do I have as assets? How much do I have in the business? How much are all the things I have? If I have clothes and everything, just put an estimate to it, because this is really what we call your net worth, checking your net worth. But you need to assess your current financial situation. Now, all these things are intertwined. You can't jump one and go to the other because it's going to affect it. You're probably going to have to go back to it. And even after you've done this, over time, you will still come back to it. It's not a one size. It's not that you just assess your current situation once and that's the end. No, you still come back to assess. 6 months down the line, you come back to assess your current situation. 2 years down the line, you come back to assess your current situation, because you all, the thing with finance is you constantly have to keep checking. And that's why you have auditors who say they are doing monthly audits or they are doing yearly audits and their financial returns and all of that and statement of accounts and everything, you know, because you have to keep checking. So you need to assess your current financial situation. Where am I right now? Am I making money? 1, 2. Am I not making money? That's a different ballgame. Okay, I have assets. I have money. I have this. Do I owe anybody? Because the way to determine your net worth is to subtract what you owe So if you have debt outside, if you have you're owing a bank or something, you take what you owe, you add up what it is you owe, and you take it away from what it is you own. So if all my net worth today is about 20 million, and then I am owing a bank about 5 million, 20 million minus 5 million shows that I have 15 million. So my net worth is 15 million. Now that is a good net worth. So based on that, I can now decide, oh, so now I have 15 million. How do I make this 15 million work for me? Or what is the return on investment that I'm going to make this money do for me? So do I want to start putting money in stocks? Do I want to start putting it in bonds? Do I want to start, and those are all areas of personal finance. The truth of the matter is, when you handle your personal finance well, it's the same principles that you need in handling personal finance that you put into a business. The only difference is that the business is an entity, it is not you, but it's the same principles. The fact that you're able to keep records is the same principles that is required when it's in a business, because your records, your invoices, your invoices, your records, your statements, all of those things are everything that would show that, well, this person is actually keeping record and is actually able to use it well. So you assess your current financial situation. So if I am owing the bank 30 million and my net worth is 20 million, you know, that's already, I'm already in debit. You know, I don't even have any, my net worth is in negative. That's minus 10 million. So for that kind of person, you're now thinking, how am I going to pay my loan? That should be your next financial goals, because this is really how to set financial goals, okay? When you assess your current financial situation, it will determine what it is you need to do. Do you need to start paying off your debt? How do you make a plan to pay off your debt? And it's not that you will get 1 million immediately and then you now put it in. No, you schedule a plan. How much do I need to put out every month or every year? How much can I conveniently do? It's really up to you on how to do that. But you just don't take, because you're still going to feed, you're still going to take care of yourself, you're still going to take care of your family and quite a number of things, because it is the first level of wealth really is you, and it's about your health. Because it's somebody who is perfectly okay, who is healthy, who is mentally healthy, mentally stable, who is physically stable, who is physically healthy, that can be thinking of, oh, I want to run a business and all of that. So there are different levels of wealth. What we only see and focus on is money, which is actually the least one. There are about 4 or 5 other different levels of wealth, which is a different conversation for another day. So when you have assessed your current financial situation and you've actually determined what your financial goal is, if you're in deficit, you know that, okay, I need to pay this off. If you're good, you're like, okay, how best can I do better? How best can I handle my funds? What do I need to put it in? Do I need to put it back in a business? Do I need to put it in some form of investment that would give me returns? Am I buying properties? Am I buying land? And so it really depends on the kind of risks you're willing to take and the place you are in life. What I find is for a lot of young people, they are so eager that they are not really planning on, or they're not budgeting well. And I'll take you through that quickly. So the next thing is to set a financial goal, which I have told you about. In doing that, you need to be able to determine what is a short-term goal, what is a mid-term goal, and what is a long-term goal. You don't want to make a short-term goal a long-term goal, and you don't want to make a long-term goal a short-term goal. What do I mean by that? So for some of us here who are mothers, we're going to be paying school fees in maybe another 1 month or 2 months. You now want to invest, go and invest your son's school fees or your daughter's school fees for maybe a long-term investment, which doesn't really make sense because you're going to use that money in the next few months. So what you are going to be doing is that, okay, I need to save for my school fees. My son's school fees is in 3 months' time and all of that. That is a short-term goal. And so you will now start looking for how to save that and not just take your son's school fees to go and put it in an investment somewhere, and then you're now stranded when it's time to pay. Or you're going to pay rent at the end of the year. You're now using your rent to quickly go and invest in maybe agricultural that would be for a duration of 8 months, you're going to put yourself under unnecessary pressure because that money is for rent. And so, but when landlord starts saying, "Where's my money?" You can't say, "Oh, landlord, please give me 8 months now. Let it." No. And so this is why you need to plan short term, mid term, long term. So short term, you know that this is how much I'm paying within this time. How much where do I get this money from? How much do I need to make to get this money out? Okay. And so this helps you to plan. Next is your midterm. So short term could be like maybe school fees. It could be like maybe you have a business you want to really start in the next 3 or 6 months and all of that. Midterm is more or like about 2 to 3 years, or maybe even 4 years or 5 years, depending. It is totally subjective and it's up to you, because some long term could be 20 years, some long term could be 10 years and all of that. And it's very important that you're able to set things right and properly. Okay, so once you have set your financial goal, your next work is, now that I've set this financial goal, how do I get it? How do I achieve it? Which one am I achieving in the short term? Which one am I achieving in the midterm? Which one am I achieving in the long term? Then when you start making your money, you know that long term is like 10 years. So you open a savings account and then you start putting in the money there. When the money has reached a certain level, this is where it takes time. When the money has reached a certain level, you cannot say, okay, I want to put this in a mutual fund, maybe a 20,000 every month. I want to put this in a mutual fund. I want to put this in some form of investment that would be giving me some form of returns. But you know that money, this money, I'm not touching it for the next 10 years. This is for the long term. So, but why it is there for the long term? This is what I'm going to be putting it in. So long term could also be things like pensions. So you open a pension account right now, a micro pension account, and you start putting in something for yourself, so that by the time you get to your twilight years, it's not like you're depending on a child or your husband. What if something happens to your husband? What if something happens to the child? This is Nigeria. We know how different things happen. Okay. And so that's how you actually plan for everything, by setting that financial goal based on what it is you're earning and what you can conveniently take out. If it is 2,000, you can conveniently take out for your long term. Yes, it will take you a long time. But the fact that you're taking it out and you're building it consistently, it does something to you. And it teaches you the principle of being able to take out something. See, once you learn that principle of being able to take out that 2,000, if you have to pay back a loan tomorrow, where you consistently have to take out, you've already developed that muscle in your mindset. You've already developed that muscle as a principle that I need to take this out. These are part of the things that we do not think about in the long run. And it's a lot of psychological things that even I can't begin to explain right now. And then you have a plan. Basically, all what I have told you right now is really about having a plan. So you know that in the next 10 years, I'm going to be putting out 2,000. Okay, maybe after 5 months or 6 months, if I have more money, I can increase that 2,000 to 5,000. Maybe along the years, after I've done so well, I can increase that 5,000 to 10,000, up to the point where you can confidently decide that I want to increase this money to 100,000 and I'm putting it out there. But you need to have that plan that with every funds I am getting, and please, now that you're starting a business, it's not that immediately you start getting that money. You know, business finance is somewhat different because you have to break even. Okay, you cannot just, you need to know the amount of money you're putting into it, and when you're taking it back from it first, before you can now start deciding, okay, this money, do I want to put it back in the business? And then after the business has started doing well for itself, you can now start planning, this is how much I'm going to be taking for this is how much I'm going to be taking for this is how much I'm going to be. But basically, the principle starts from your personal finance. If you are able to crack this, trust me, your business will be a piece of cake. This is what I find lacking in quite a number of business owners. So you need to have that plan where you know that, okay, in the next 3 months, this is how much I'm paying, this is how much I'm going to do it. In the next and so in setting your financial goal, I'm sorry, I forgot, I omitted this. It's important to also determine what you want your net worth to be. Maybe in the next 6 months, in the next 2 years, in the next 5 years, it's very important so that you can see yourself in the future, that this is where I'm going to. That is the reference point where assessment is giving you that, okay, right now, I'm not doing so great with my finance. but I give myself the next 5 years. In the next 5 years, I should have done this business to this, and in the next 5 years, I should be able to open a micro account where I am putting in 50,000 naira for my pensions every month. I should be able to have a savings account where I'm putting in 10,000 every month as an emergency fund. I should be able to have maybe a trust for my children where I'm putting in 2,000 consistently every month and all of. So it's in determining those financial goals that you say, my net worth in the next, and please be very realistic. You know, the way we set goals, SMART, okay, specific, measurable, oh gosh, I forgot the A, realistic, time bound. I forgot the A, I'm sorry.
Attainable.
Attainable. Exactly. So you can't say that now that you just started the business that is just giving you like maybe 20,000 monthly. You now set a goal of 1 billion. That's outrageous. I mean, you've not even touched 1 million yet. You're now setting 1 billion for yourself. So you have to ensure that you're not putting yourself under. Please forgive me, my toddler is really. So you need to be able to actually determine that and set that for yourself, and then have a plan and then stick to that plan. Now, a good way of sticking to that plan is what we call a budget. It is a monthly financial plan that divides your income into categories that helps you to create a balance around your income. Remember when I said you don't want to use rent money to go and pay other things? It's very important that you strike that balance. If not, you're going to put yourself under a lot of pressure. The most important thing is that you have that balance. It gives you a leeway where you are calm, you're not under pressure, and your mind is at rest. Because when you are flustered and you are not and you are fretting, you're not in the best frame of mind to be productive or to give the best outreach or to be creative or to actually put your best into your business. And so you really don't want to start putting yourself under a lot of pressure. So you have a budget, a monthly financial plan, and it's nothing so serious. If you are the one who likes to plan with pen and paper, get a journal, get a financial journal and start planning in it. I'm currently designing a financial journal for next year because I find a lot of people struggle with that. If you are not someone who likes pen and paper, then get an Excel sheet and start putting it in. This is how much I'm going to be spending on food and the lights. So let me break down what I did here. Essential expenses are things around your life. You're going to feed. You're going to be well-groomed. You're going to take care of yourself. I'm almost done, Excellence, because I can see your face. And it's important that you set out that amount for your essential expenses. It's essential. It's things that are going to help you keep your head above water and basically help you to live a healthy and a sane lifestyle where you're not putting yourself under pressure. Then lifestyle choices. These are nice to have. It is not compulsory. So you want to go and eat at Sheraton. You don't have to do that every time. So what I do to make it more meaningful for me is once I hit my financial, okay, so before I get ahead of myself, lifestyle choices are things like you want to take your family out for lunch, you want to go on a vacation, you want to travel out and all of that. It's up to you. It's not compulsory, but it's up to you. It's what it is you want to do. Then there are now financial priorities. Financial priorities are things like your retirement, your emergency funds and all of that, where you're taking out 20% of your funds and putting it into it. So what I do is after I have taken out 20, each time when I hit my financial priorities, I reward myself with a lifestyle choice. That if I hit this thing, if I do this, I am going to, the validation for me to reward myself is that I will take myself out for lunch in this place. That makes it more meaningful for me than for me to just say, okay, every month I'll be going to Sheraton to go and eat. No. So I tie it into something. If I do this, I will reward myself by taking myself here. So it becomes more meaningful for me to achieve that goal. And after I achieve that goal, I know that, okay, I'm taking myself to reward myself here. So you can be creative on how you want to do it. It just gives you that intrinsic value on what it is you want to do. But you need to have this budget where you are determining, okay, well, this is what I'm going to be doing. So to end the training, these are quotes from two great women who I admire. First is Oprah Winfrey, who say, my philosophy is that not only are you responsible for your life, but doing the best at this moment puts you in the best place for the next moment. I want you to think critically about where you are right now. And the steps you're going to take for the next moment is what would move you forward. It may be as much as, it could be as little as taking the next decision on how much you're going to be making every month, or even how much you're going to be setting out for yourself. The biggest win for me when I do financial literacy training is that the women I train are moving on to the next step. So it could be something like somebody changing their mind, like, oh, I'm going to go and take a loan next time. I actually qualify for it and I know how to use it and I'm going to use it well. Or somebody saying, oh, I've overcome this fear. So what is the next best thing for you at this moment that you need to do with regarding to your business? And the last point is, every moment wasted looking back keeps us from moving forward. So if you've not done great, you don't need to beat yourself up that, oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I didn't, why they say that it's easier to do it when you're younger and then it's harder when you're older. The truth of the matter is there's always the place of God and providence. And I'm trying to be careful so you don't think that it's all about spiritual things. No, there's sometimes that you could get, there are quite a number of people who are notable people in the world today who did not get their breakthrough until they were in their maybe 40s or 50s and all. So please stop counting your time with somebody else and stop comparing yourself with somebody else, because your times are all different. In this world and the world of tomorrow, we must go forward together or not at all. Where you are right now, one thing I notice about women is we do not pull ourselves together enough. So who do you want to take as an accountability partner, even within this network? Who are the people that you can generate good energy with and say, how can we save together? Now, save together doesn't mean you're going to put the money together, but you're holding yourself accountable, like, okay, 10,000 every month, let's do this. And then you're asking each person, have you saved your own? I've not saved. What happened? Let's help. Let me see. We women, sometimes we don't do that enough. We don't translate that positive energy to pulling ourselves together collectively to do that. So while you're here, look at the person next to you and say, okay, how can we help ourselves? So let's start making smarter choices with our money. And I hope that you have learned something today that you are able to take forward. Next, I want you to think about and write down, what is your financial goal in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year, in the next 18 months? Please do this. It's going to change your life. And what is your net worth in the next 2 years? And link it to your business. How much do I want to charge? How much am I going to make in the next few months? Thank you so much for listening to me. You can connect with me on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on my website, or you could just send me a mail directly if you have more questions. Thank you so much, and I'm open to your questions now.
Oh, this is so good. Like, you guys necessarily agree with me. Like, this is so good. Thank you so much, Ma. Like, I feel we shouldn't end. We should just keep going on. Money topic is it's very important, but most times we shy away from it, especially women. We don't talk about it, and so we are consistently in a survival mode. I just need to survive. As long as I've eaten, my kids have eaten, and they're well fed, I think I'm good. And then they're not thinking about tomorrow. They're not thinking about sustainability. They're not even building anything. So this is wow. Like, you just scattered the whole table. Thank you so much. I was so grateful, and they're all saying they're so grateful. Thank you. So, questions. What are the questions? Do you have any question from the session at all? YouTube, Zoom, please send in your questions. We're here watching. She's here to answer any questions you might have. Let me spotlight her face so that you guys are still sharing your screen. So
okay,
we can see you.
Sharing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, do we have any questions at all? Any questions, comments, clarifications? She's here. Can ask her now. You have access. She's not a small madam, but she's very busy. But she's giving us this whole time. So let's maximize it as much as possible. Someone said, please, can you elaborate on the essential expenses?
Okay, fantastic. So essential expenses are basically things that you cannot do without. So you have to eat, you have to drink water, you have to take your bath, you have to brush your teeth, grooming, basically. You're going to go about in transport. If you have a car, good for you. Fuel is going to become one of your essential costs because you're going to be moving about. For those without car, they're going to be jumping buses and the likes. So that is an essential cost, especially if you're going to be working or you have businesses that you're going to run. If you have children, you're going to feed them. And so, if it comes in different, so it's really what helps you to get going and keeps you physically and mentally secure. Because if you're hungry, you're not, what kind of work do you want to do? What kind of work do you want to churn out? If you are stressed up and all, how do you really want to work? So that really cuts around essential expenses. Even your rent, you can do it monthly. It's essential because if you don't have a if you don't have a roof over your head, that's a lot to deal with. So all those things encompasses essential, the things that are very important for you to live on and that would help you to basically get on day by day. That's really the essential part. Can we get
There's so many questions, like so many. So I'm looking at YouTube and I'm also going to Zoom. So YouTube, someone is asking, do you have 2 books you can recommend to kickstart personal finance or mobile apps to help draw a financial budget?
So Nigeria, I don't really think we have so much of mobile apps that draws financial budget. I've seen some in America, but then it's tied more to the dollar, and it's not their lifestyle is totally different. There's tax, there's groceries, and
Yes.
quite a number of
Yes.
things. I'm trying to remember some of it. It may not necessarily fit into what is here, even though there are some that. So what I can do is everybody has been asking for this. I could do
your journal. They're also asking, when is your journal coming out? We want
my
to
journals,
know.
my journals will be ready by January. Yes, my journals will be ready at January. It's not free, but it's going to be decently priced, trust me, because I realize that it's a big need for quite a number of people to be able to actually write down, even how you feel about money. Do you know how liberating that is? There was a day I was so agitated and I couldn't tell what was wrong. And so I just sat down and I started to write. I do not feel too happy right now because, and the feeling started to come out because I have overspent beyond my budget. And I knew that was where I was getting the agitation from. And so I knew that, okay, by next month I had to make adjustments because I'd gone way beyond my budget. And that's one area I'm going to tell you, please do not beat yourself down if you make a mistake 1 month. Don't now say, okay, I've overspent it. I'm not doing it. No. Just fix yourself. Immediately you see that, okay, I've made this mistake. Okay, next month, I am going to just make up your mind that next month, I didn't drop this money. Next month, I am putting it back. Just pick up from where it is. You stop, because there's something about us. Once you feel like I didn't do this, you just stop it and you're like, what's the point? And it really doesn't make sense.
Somebody is asking, before we go back to Zoom, someone is asking, is it right for someone to borrow money for business startup or to start up a business?
So this is purely up to you. I wouldn't recommend it. For almost all the business I've done, I had to bootstrap until I got to a certain point. The truth of the matter is,
some of them don't know what bootstrapping is. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Bootstrapping is basically all your own funds. You just, you jammer, you just put here, get from mommy, daddy, or anybody, or all of that, friends and all of that. So that's really around bootstrapping, where you put in your own funds. It can be really dicey if you borrow funds and you're not able to give it back. Let me tell you something a couple of friends did. They wanted to start their business and they needed to raise money and they didn't have money. So do you know what they did? They called family members together and friends. They said they were doing a kind of outing and presentation and this thing on a bit of fundraising, but they were not too clear on that fundraising. And so when they came, they did a presentation on a business, and they were very, because what I found out is sometimes we're not serious, especially women. You say you are doing business and you just you've not articulated what it is you want to do well and all. So they came together did a presentation of their business, what they wanted to do, the numbers in the next 1, 2, 3, 5 years, where they are going to break even, all of that. They got all their numbers right. And then they called their families and they did that presentation from there. And people were like, wow, okay, I want a stake in your business. I will give you this money. Give us this percentage. Do you know they floated their business? They floated their company right now because they were able to get their family and friends buy-in to actually invest in their business. And so I would advise you, if you can do it on your own, fine. If you're going to get a loan, that will not be too much of a burden to you, and it will not become a stress. I mean, it's relatively up to you. But I can tell you that I, for one, even banks are weary of giving out funds to start up because the likelihood and chances of it surviving is really high. Because you can have ginger today. When life hits you, or when FIRS hits you, you'll be like, why am I even doing this business again? You know, you need that tenacity and resilience. So if you know you're not cut out for it, I strongly wouldn't advise that you take a loan. It's too much for you to deal with while you're starting your business.
Someone is asking investment channels. Do you know any specific investment channels? There are just so many questions. Okay. Oh my God. Do you know any specific investment channels?
Yes, there are investment channels. You could join financial clubs. There's some I could recommend. There's Tomi Balogun's financial club. There's Shalade Shakin's financial club. There's Harvest, which is a financial app where she uses she invests in agricultural produce. So you put in some form of money. So agricultural things are, for me, it's always good because people will always eat, people will always feed. But you also have to be very careful where the farms are located, or who you're putting where the farms are located. You know, with the way insecurity is high in the north, if you have farms in the north and then they go and burn down the farms before tomorrow morning, you know, basically almost all of that is lost. But depending on the platform you use, they usually insure the funds where you can get at least your equity or capital back, even if you do not get the return on investment. So I would say that please look out for that. But there are different platforms that you can go. I try as much as possible to refrain from mentioning specific platforms, especially now that people are just running away with other people's money. I try to be very careful with that. But then there are quite a number of platforms you can look at. I know Cowrywise is doing well. I know FundBay is you can check out some of these apps and see the ones that work for you. But if you're looking for an app, I would say first of all, look at the rates, make sure it is very realistic. Because I mean, look at the inflation in the country and somebody is now giving you some very ridiculous high rates. You have to think about it, that it doesn't make sense, one. And then look at what you're trying to achieve, and if that platform helps you to achieve it, the convenience. Are they able to take out funding for you? I mean, your money immediately? Because one of the good ways that you can know an app works for you is that it automates what it is you want to save. So if you can automate that, okay, I want to take out 5,000 every month. Once the money enters your account, you automate it in such a way that the moment the money is dropping into your account, that 5,000 is taken. So you're not even planning that, you're planning with what is left in your account. And this was really one of the ways I saved. Another way you can do that is, and this one can be really trying, is gifts. Gifts is a form of income. The gifts people give you, it will shock you if within a year you decide to save all the gifts they give you. You would be amazed the amount of money that you are getting, that you've been throwing away and you've not just been using judiciously. I did it 1 year and I was like, oh, really? You know, the money you didn't plan for, that just came into your hands and you actually put it away. You'll be so amazed at what it is you're doing. So look for platforms like that. I know Cowrywise is good. I know Piggyvest works too for automating savings and all the likes. Harvest is a good one. There are quite a number of them, you know, so maybe what I might try to do is do a comparative analysis going forward, maybe into next year. Somebody said, how can I manage?
Thank you so much. We can't keep taking questions. Like you come back again. We'll love you to come back again. Is it fine? Will you come back again? Yeah, please, we'd love you to come back
I'll be
again.
happy. I would definitely be happy to come back. I'm starting a financial literacy club for women next year anyway. So I'll be happy to onboard some of the
Wow,
women.
fantastic.
Yes, so that
Thank
can
you.
also work for them. Thank you
Wow.
so much, everyone. It's
Thank
been
you
such
so
a
much.
pleasure.
Before you go, I just
Yes.
saw something now. There's a friend of mine, a very good friend, and he's a Ghanaian, but currently in the US, and he's telling you all participants that he said, I'm going to develop a free budgeting template for all beneficiaries.
Oh,
Like, oh my God. And so, Isaac, you have dropped your hand and you must say something. And he actually supported with data about 25 to provide data support for 25 participants. He's been very supportive, like absolutely supportive. And I just want to give him the floor to say something. He's a guy, but this coaching call is open to everyone today. So Isaac, you have the floor. Where are you?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You don't want to turn on your video. We want to see your face.
Really? It's kind of in the morning here, so I'm not in my best shape.
Okay. It's okay. So we're listening.
Yeah, so you a great presentation and a lot of information out there. I'm sure some people are lost on the amount of content you've given them right now. So if there's any spreadsheet you have, you can share with us so they can have those notes taken. For the financials, I'm like you. There are a lot of platforms online where they kind of support, new businesses, venture capital funds, and all those things. So just Google. You never know what you come across. Just adventure everywhere you can. I am into Excel. I do a lot of Excel stuff, Excel databases, and I think that I can easily develop a template to help them budget, and I can also do one to help them do their account reconciliations so that you know how your business is doing at every point and then decide where the investment should go more.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mr.
I'm excited. Thank you so much. Thank you, Isaac. You're the best. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I am supporting. I love girls. I was born into ladies. I was home with 4 sisters, and I know the only initiative that was there at that time was for them to go to a catering school or to sew. And for me, this is like a whole reinvention of the modern lady. To go into tech, it is not rocket science. You can do it, but it takes strong men to help our ladies to achieve. We can't just watch our ladies try to make it. We have to also stand behind them and let them succeed. So for me, if I'm doing this for my sisters. What they couldn't get, I want the other lady to have.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry, Excellence. Let me just say this. Thank you so much, Isaac. I'm so sorry. I just had to say this. Everything I am today and what I'm still going to be, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm just starting. This is just touching the edge. This is like scratching the surface. But everything I am today is basically because I have a husband who cheers me every step of the way and does not live a competitive life with me. And I have to say that because Isaac said something very, very important. The man you marry or the man you're with will either make or mar you. So please, it's very important that times are changing and some of our men, and it's not their fault, it's just the way they were raised. So it's important that, and that's another form of wealth, the fact that you have a voice in your home and you have a voice in your community. I'm a woman with a voice in my community and it's going to get louder. And it's not because I want to be in your face like that, but because I know there's a lot of work to do in this space and I'm all out there. So please be very careful the kind of man you are in, and please appreciate Mr. Isaac for what he's doing, because it takes a lot to see a good man supporting a lot of women. Thank you so much, Excellence. I really appreciate this.
Thank you. I wish you could go on and on, but we still have one whole section to come up. I really don't know how I'm so excited I'm listening, I'm taking notes. Like, I am freaking excited about this whole coaching call. And I hope you guys are as well. Thank you so much, Isaac. And thank you. I know you're working today. I think so. And then you created time to join us. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Like, my heart is full. This is nice. We have to find a way. It's like the coaching call is not even enough. The time is not enough, right? Do you guys agree? Is there a way if you have ideas on how we can make this work better, please share. We'd love to hear. There's someone else that's coming up. I've already said quite a lot about her already when we started. She is phenomenal. She helped me understand structure. She helped me understand how to make meaning and find meaning in whatever it is I've gone through, whether good or bad, and then monetize it and turn it to cash and turn it to impact too for other people. It's true how I learned how to really document whatever it is, whether good or bad. As long as you found a way there are many people that are looking for a way. And so if you're able to document it, it's going to make sense and find meaning. And she's impacted me in no small way, in multiple ways. She's a multiple award winner. But you know, one thing, the first time I really heard about her, what attracted me was she is the first female indigenous manufacturer of locally fabricated hearing aids for the hearing impaired. Like the very first, like from Nigeria. Can you imagine? And I think Africa as a whole. That is phenomenal. Women are doing amazing things. I always tell you, I want your mind to be open to possibilities. You can be and do and become just anything at all you want to become. And I am so excited that she actually agreed to speak with us. The thing is, as you grow, as you expand, as your capacity is expanded, you're going to be opened up to opportunities. Opportunities will come to you, whether you go to it or it comes, but somehow you're going to find them. It's going to be around you and all of that. And if you're not careful, if you're not prepared, and if you don't have the right structure, you're going to miss out on them. You either miss out on them or you get them and then you waste them. And then you find yourself in square zero again. So you find out that you're so good, but you're still so broke. You're so good, but you're still struggling. You feel it doesn't add up. And especially we as women, for me, I'm a mom. And I was telling Chika this morning, I'm like, most people do not understand when I say I'm busy. I'm still up 5 a.m. preparing his meal, dressing him up for school and all of that. It's just what it is. I still have to be a mom. I still have to be a daughter. And I still have to come attend to my staff. So aside Techie Train, I have another business, Excellence Advisory. I still do work. I still work with some companies outside the country as well. So I'm not just here with you guys. Last night, I think I slept at about 3 a.m. I was marking your tasks for week 2, like every single one of them. And the thing about it is, if you don't have structure, you will break, you will crash, or you won't be sustainable, or something will just give way. And so it is very important, very, very important that you have structure. And so I'm so excited to bring up Miss Yirenkyi Paulina. Oh, she's fire on her own. If I don't know, these two women, this coaching call today, I don't even know how this combination happened, but I'm very excited. And if you have friends that should be in this, if you have women in your house, go and put it on a tripod stand or something and get all of them to come and watch. This video is going to be on YouTube. It's also, I see someone telling me to put it on the platform. It's going to be there. Don't worry. It will be part of your final assessment. They're going to ask you questions from this. Some people, if you like, attend. If you like, don't attend. It's going to be part of your assessment. And you know that. I've told you that already. So I'm calling up Miss Paulina. Please put on your video so I can find you. Okay. Yes. I think I found her. Yes. So she's going to be teaching us about positioning for opportunities, importance of structure. And I'm so excited about that. Are you ready for us? Okay, yes, I can find her now. So what do you want to tell Miss Ibukun before Miss Paulina is coming up? What do we want to tell her? Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Can I find her? Okay. Yeah, I just found her now. So she's coming up. Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Ibukun. Ms. Ibukun, please, will you give us your slides? We really appreciate it. Okay, yeah, okay, she's in.
Oh, yes, you will. I'll send it to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, yes, she's here. She's here. Okay.
Finally.
I just spotlighted her. Where is she? I just saw her now. Sure. Okay. 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 Yes. I think I've spotlighted her.
Yes, you've spotlighted
Yeah, Miss
her.
Paulina, you have the floor. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm so excited to be here. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening. Oh, my network. Okay.
Yeah, Mrs. Ibukun has just she just shook the table just no. I was listening to her go to YouTube, come back. Yes, she did a good job. She did a good job. In fact, she did a good job. She's encompassing. She went from talking about finance, talking about support system, talking about the home. We should just give her another business name title. So thank you everyone for standing by till this around 8:03, and we'll start straight away because of. Let me try to share my slides from here.
Please, she'll join us in a bit. I think her network, so she just logged off, but she'll be back in a bit. Please give her a minute. Okay, while we're waiting for her to come on board, is there anyone else to share something from Miss Ibukun's session? Let me see. Okay. No, she's not here yet. Is there anyone else say something here on Zoom? You can just raise your hand. Okay, sure. Sorry. Do you want to share something from what you learned from Miss Ibukun's session while we're waiting for Miss Paulina? I think the network. Okay, she's back. Okay, Sorry. Okay. This one. Okay. Ma, you have the floor now, but you're muted. Okay. Sorry, should be with us in a bit. Okay. Yeah. This was. Ma, you're muted. We can't hear you. Ma, you're muted. We can't hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes. I'm trying to share my slide from here, but maybe I'll use the system. But before that is ready, let's just get into the call as soon as we can. Yeah. Also, before me, I have positioning for opportunities, importance of structure. And I will not have to do any form of introduction again. I guess we have the bio with us, and if you need to know anything about me, probably. Can you hear me perfectly? I need to see the yes in the comment section. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Just say yes, yes,
Yes,
yes,
yes,
yes, yes,
yes.
yes. Oh, yes. The yes is already flowing. I like the sound of the yes. Oh, that's good. So, how do you want to become a business owner or let me say, how do you want to become a successful business owner if you are not positioning yourself for opportunities? I noticed there was a little of each. That's why I'm not using, I switched to my phone. I think the network is a bit than the laptop, but should I just send the slide so that you share from there? No. I'm trying to share here, but so we can just go into. Yes. Can we see the slide now?
No, please.
Can we see the slide?
No, ma, we can't.
Can't see the slide. Okay, I know what to do.
Yeah, we can see it now.
You can see the slide now. Oh, that's fine.
We can see the slides now.
Okay. Yes, so positioning for opportunities. You can never be a successful entrepreneur without putting yourself in a, well, like at an advantage for people to see you or for business owners. Because when you are an entrepreneur, business owners will do business with you, individuals will do business with your company. So there's a way you need to position yourself for opportunities. And now that positioning yourself for opportunity is the big umbrella. We are niching down to importance of structure. Most times when people hear the word opportunity, it looks like I should just jump at every opportunity I see or jump at anything that looks like opportunity. But if you jump, you just how do I explain now? You just eat yourself as you come down, and it will be so painful. Most people want the opportunities around, but they do not have a structure that will support them for those opportunities. And so I remember the first time I was going to get a grant from the Tony Elumelu Foundation. And that was like the start of being, okay, that's start of grant, but before then, I was called in for the You Win. And when I got the You Win congratulations letter that you have been selected, I started the training. It's like a 3-step training at that time. And I got through the first stage, got through the second stage, got through the third stage. And at the third stage, they said to us, if you get to this stage, you are a winner. But if you do not get the grant, don't think you are a loser. Then I remember that time there's a song we used to sing and we say, "Here's a win, here's a win," and we're all singing it. But really, if you do not get the money, you feel like, oh, I've lost. And that was just one of the opportunities anyway, because there are so all opportunities is not all about money, right? It's about networking, partnership, and there's a financial part of it. Yes, we had Mrs. Ibukun talk about the financial part of how you should handle your business financially. And so here we'll be talking about other opportunities for business owners. Now, if you are following me, just write win, win, win in the comment section. If you are following me, write win in the comment section. Oh, the line is breaking.
Yes, the line is breaking. I was thinking it was just me.
Oh, okay. Actually have to network on for this call. So I hope we have the best of network. Yes. So I just sent the slides to Excellence, so she can share from there. I'll be
Yeah, I'm
able.
trying to download it so I can present.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So that I'll just flow from here. I really do not want to be distracted with these slides. So the first grant opportunity I was going to get was a $5,000 grant, which was about 1.5 million that time. $5,000 grant is over 2.5 million now. And that alone opened me up to some other opportunities. And it was like a foundation for other things. Now, when we talk about opportunities, sometimes like Mrs. Ibukun said, she said, I'm not too comfortable. I'm not going to be optimistic about a startup, because they might start their business today and say, I'm no longer interested. I'm not doing again. I don't feel like doing the business again. Now, who do you want to hold responsible for the financial help? Maybe it's a loan. Would you want to hold responsible? That's one of the traits of a new business owner or a new entrepreneur or a budding entrepreneur. And so when you win a grant or you are open to some opportunities, people will begin to trust your brand. That's what it does for you. People will begin to trust your brand. People will begin to see you as someone that knows what he or she is doing. So you need to really position yourself for all the opportunities that is in line, or all the opportunities that are in line rather with your business. And just like she rightly said, she said most of you will be executive content managers, virtual assistants, content creators, and so you already have a niche. I have an understanding that because you are going into business, or some of you are already in the business already, you might want to, do some other things. So this is a coaching call not only for content creators or virtual assistants, it's for business owners, because I know some people are running like dual businesses or more than one or two businesses. But so the opportunity you open yourself to help to validate who you are. Now, if I want to, maybe I need a content creator for one of my pages, and I ask you, what are the works you have done before? I'm sure we get that question. If you have started, maybe you've tried to launch out in business, people will ask you, is there anything you have done before that you can show me? Then you show them that, oh, look at I have a page myself. Look at my page. Look at the things I've done. Next thing, if the person is impressed, you get the job. But if the person is not impressed, you are more likely to lose the next opportunity. So you have to position yourself for the very first, second, third opportunity that will serve as a leverage for your next big opportunity. If you feel I'm just starting out and I don't have anything to, because I really want to talk towards like people who are just starting out, although some of us might have just, we might have our structure already and we're just, building, but some of us don't have a structure at all. So I'll be talking to you like a newbie in business that needs a guide, that needs someone to say, do it this way, and it will pay you off. I know I have the experience to tell you the nitty-gritty of starting out and giving yourself the opportunity. And so we will not, from there, we'll now talk about how structure can put you at an advantage very fast, very fast, very, very fast. Before I move to the next slide, I like conversation. I like feedback. I'm a feedback person. So if you are following, just write following the comment section. I want to be sure nobody is sleeping. I want to be sure nobody is trying to eat. I can't see anything in the comment section. Oh, Deborah. I have a gift for Deborah. I don't know who Deborah is, but I have a gift for you. I'm going to give you a material of brand. I don't know who you are, but I have a gift for you. It's an ebook and it's going to help you. So I love feedbacks like that. That's the way I love feedback. So if you are following, I don't know who will get the next gift from me. Yeah. So just that I don't have so much time, but I'm going to pour myself. That's what I've come to do. I told Excellence, I said, I want to have nice time. So I'm ready to pour myself and let you understand, like spoon feeding you. Then you will now become the next guru, if there's anything like that. Yes. So by the time I got that, 2 years before then, I got into the UWin and everybody was celebrating, but I didn't get more than that. But the next time I got a grant, everybody started, associating with me because they feel, oh, okay, this lady knows what she's doing. For your business as a content creator, maybe Excellence will have to tell me all the things you can become through this training. You might have to understand what opportunities, how you need to position yourself for the opportunities around your business. If I get that before the end of this call, we'll talk more about it. So I'm just going to give you a short overview of what opportunities are. It is a time frame or set of circumstances that makes it possible to do something. So what is it that you want to do? You want to, now, on the comment section, tell me what you want to do. What you want to do. I want to be the best known in my, I just need like 5 people. I want to know what is it that you want to do, that you need that opportunity. What is it? Just tell me. I want to. Because opportunities make you available to do something. It makes it possible for you to do something. So I need to know a social media manager. Thank you. I want to be a great virtual assistant. That great. This is not a class for that, but don't say great. Yes. Okay. Only 2 people. A very solid animator. Okay. I want to be a known digital marketer in the field. Oh, Damlola, that's good. Damlola, okay.
Someone from YouTube said she wants to retail food stuff. Another person, I want to be a great impact in the society. Okay, it seems her network. Okay, she's here.
So it is a chance for employment. So now that you know what you want to do, you have a chance for employment. If you really know what you want to do and you know how to do it well, you have a chance. And at the same time, you have a chance to be fired. I would say to be fired if you do not do what is expected of you. Now, let me go to the next. Positioning for opportunity. Now, positioning for opportunity is to put yourself at an advantage to be chosen for a particular task. And that's what I said when I started this call. That you need to make yourself ready. I can show me. Oh, I just started. I just started will not position you for opportunity. Now, let me give you an arc. Like, something that can help you. I'm sure, I know maybe you just started the training, so there's still some things that the organization is going to take you through to make you understand how to navigate those parts as a new or a new entrepreneur or a budding entrepreneur. You might ask someone that, can I help you with your content creation for a week? Maybe the person, can I help you for a week or a month and structure? I'm sure she would, the techie girls, yes. Techie girls would that to it. And you're able to help your, at the end of the 1 month, the person was happy. The person can drop a review for you. The person can be like, person can be your okay. Yes, the person can be maybe you just tell someone that, okay, if you go to this page, I'm the one handling it. You have already positioned yourself for opportunity. Now, when we are talking about positioning for opportunity, it is not when you now win a 10 million naira grant. That's not it. So you start from the scratch. So after you have put your house in order and the structure is formed, then you can now start going to the next. But here, I'll go to structure. Now, the structure of your business is mainly how it is organized. Mainly how it is organized. I am presently on the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, and excellence is there too. But I met a lady in that Academy for Women Entrepreneurs by the US Embassy. I met a lady there, and I asked her that, how did you get in? How did you get in? Because she just started business like 6 months ago. So I did not expect that kind of business to be on that kind of forum. I'm not saying that no business can enter, but to be on this kind of program, then she now told me something that, ma, it's not like I have the full structure, but I have the social media structure. I said, that's how you got it. I don't need any answer from you again. That's how you got in. Your social media was good. And I actually invited her for a job. She actually invited her for a job. And of course, she knows her work. So you need the structure to position you. So she got in. Why am I telling you this story? That you can get in to anywhere you want to when your structure is good. You can get in anywhere. What White House, what's it called? Now it is Oshibajo House, because it's not in Nigeria, it's Oshibajo. Most youth programs is around the vice president. So all of the houses, you can get in. I can last see of Planet 3. She's been getting so many awards recently. And so she shared a link where she was with the vice president and we were talking. And I remembered when she was going to start Planet 3 her, she said something that she's putting her social media in place. So you guys are hot cake if you don't know. You guys are hot cakes. So back to what we're discussing. Your structure is how you organize your business. You know you want to position yourself to have the best slots at any entry, whether you are pitching for a job, because you can pitch for a job to not only money and travel opportunities.
Yeah, I think she's sorting something out. Um, yeah, most likely her network or something. But she'll be back. Just give her a few minutes. I think her network should be back. Sorry. Are you guys gleaning anything from the lessons so far? Are you learning anything? What have you learned so far from what she's sharing? Positioning yourself for opportunities. And there's something I learned from Coach Emiola. So if you were in the response coaching call, you will know Coach Emiola. And she's always telling me about my image and the perception that my image can actually transmit and how I can control my perception. And so structure is very important. What you put out there, what you call yourself, how you appear out there is basically what you're going to be known for. Okay, she's back. Okay, she's still coming up. It's basically what you're going to be known for. So that's what she's preaching. Okay, yeah, she's back. Okay. Yeah, it's important to have a good structure.
I'm using 3 gadgets, but we will get this call tonight.
So sorry.
So the next thing I have here is the thinking box. What do you think a structure is? I need someone, or I need like 3 responses from the comment section. What do you think is, maybe one word response. What do you think a structure is? You can get inspired by what is on the slide. can see people building, and that's a structure. So what do you think? Being organized. Rabiatu. Yes, Rabiatu. You got my second gift for today, Rabiatu. Being organized. Okay. Thank you, Faith. A system. Thank you. Thank you. It's a system. Now, if you want to be organized, if you want to have a system, if you want to have a foundation, then you must know what you are doing. That's the first thing I said, started. And now you have to now put the system in place that would help you, which is the structure. Now, your structure is your foundation. If you get your structure wrong, then there's no how anybody will hire you, because they will see you as someone that is not organized, just the way Rabiatu said. You are not just organized. And so if you are not organized, how will I tell you? How will I take you to places where kings sit, where queens sit? I wouldn't do that. So your structure is what puts you at an advantage. When I was preparing the slide, I told myself, you don't need wordy slide. You need someone to tell you how this thing is being done, so that when you start out, you start making money. The essence of being trained is to be financially independent. All other ones are then to me, because when you're financially independent, you can get more paid training for yourself. You can empower yourself in different ways. You can get an outlet if need be. You can work from your home and set up your office. You can do all. Even say, please, how much are they hiring mentor? You can say, how much are they hiring mentor? I want to hire one for myself. So that is what structure will do for you. Structure will put you at an advantage over others. Now, how do I structure? We have some things you need to do that will make you look formal. Know the capacity of your business. If you know that you want to work from home, what should you do? Set out time to attend to your clients. Oh, I want to be working 8 hours per day. If you're going to be working 8 hours per day from home, you are not part of the structure. You know, I told you that I'm talking to you as newbies. I know there are mature people who have started business a long time ago, who are just on this call, maybe for the techie part, the training, or yes, for the techie part. Maybe someone like me needs to come and enroll me as tech up girls, so that I will step up my techie. But that's just on a lighter note. So when you put all of that in place, you also need to understand that knowing your capacity will make you know what to take part-time. I don't expect you to take a job that you cannot finish at a particular time. Say that I'm going to be through with your job on Wednesday, and by Wednesday, you are still trying to get what to do. Know the capacity of your business. That's the first thing. The next thing is register your business. Maybe it's a partnership, corporation, limited liability. The next thing is have a company lawyer, but that's that's as you go in business. You can't start off with all of these things. So get a business developer or a mentor. Now, I'm going to dwell a bit on this. A business developer will help you to develop your business. But as a newbie, you might not be able to get all of that. You might not be able to, you might not have the financial capacity to hire a business developer for your business. So you can get a mentor. If you are opportune to have a mentor around you that will help you to navigate the business pathway, you are a lucky person. And I don't think I have much time again, but I would have loved to tell the story of how I was duped or scammed because of someone I felt is a mentor and knows all what she's doing. And I even paid so as to access the services. But I didn't get what I needed to get. And so that actually made me launch into that time I created a Mentor Me a CEO. I call it Mentor Me a CEO. And I sold myself out because of the pain. Most times when we do things, we do it from the place of pain. Not everybody do. If Excellence explained a story, it's from the place of pain, and she decided, I'm going to help women to be financially independent. When I was going to create that course, I later launched it on Teachable, Brand Me a CEO. And my reason for doing that was because of the pain I had with a mentor at that time. So if you have a great mentor to help you navigate the pathway of business, you are a lucky person. So that's part of the structure you need to put in place so that you do not important of structure. It's with so it's let me use the Nigerian word, it's gingering you. You are gingered. You want to build more. You want to put things in place. And how can you be gingered when it will fire you up? Like I said, they are going to also introduce me to other companies. You will be fired up. I'm careful to make you feel that opportunities come in dollars and big nairas. No, you have to start from the foundation. Let people know you. Let people know what to stand for. Someone called a friend of mine who has a company. She told me that she needs someone to manage their social media. I sent a message to Excellence. And by the time she told me that there won't be a problem or something, it's because myself and the doctor have not spoken. I'll just tell her that, see, there's a place so you'll get content creator, social media money, anything you want to do on your company, they will handle it for you. That is because she's got a structure in place that can handle that. I will not call just anybody I say. I've seen people that are doing such stuff, but they have not impressed me enough to refer them to a structured company. So that is what structure will do for you. And there's the other part of it that makes it possible for you to do that which you want to do. Now, you want to be known. Somebody said, I want to be known as a content creator. Maybe you want to be known in Nigeria, maybe in Lagos State, Nigeria, and all over the world. That's a bit that's not strategic enough, but let's just say in Nigeria, that's when people say, who is this content creator? Let me use Tokwe. Tokwe is the one. Tokwe is the one that can write content like this. We have people like that on the social media space, that when you call their name, they are known for content. Yes, you might want to be someone like that. You need to put things in place that will make it possible for what you want to become. Now, this is the cross, like in my journal, I wrote, this is the cross of the message. If there is anything like that. How the importance of structure puts you at an advantage. Now, I told you about the story of a lady that got into the US program for women. And I said, how did you get into it? How? You just started business, how? And she said, my Instagram is pem is okay. And so she has put a structure there that you feel that this company is running in one, I don't know, but she has put a structure on her social media page, and it has positioned her for an opportunity. And she got the opportunity. A very young lady, very, very young. And she got the opportunity. So no matter how young or how old you are on this call, you can position yourself for opportunity. How do you want to operate? Offline, online, as a big business owner, student, worker. Now we are talking about structure and we are talking about advantage. If you are a student and you want to maybe do your work online, now you are combining two things together. You need to structure and also position yourself. So when you structure as a student, you know, okay, maybe your exam period time, you can't attend to things. I've given businesses to students and I didn't even know. It was after it was a machine in our farm. We have a farm. And so he needed to I've given the machine to like two people. And he said, and someone told me about a guy, that the guy can handle it. And of course, it's a big machine. It's to process birds. So when he told me about him, I called him and he answered, oh God, he was so professional, handled the job, got delivery service, got everything, picked it up. So. Now that professionalism is the structure he has put in place. And so when it was true, he needed to deliver. So I was saying, okay, maybe the truck of the farm should come and pick it, because I didn't hear from him. He now sent me a detailed message why he would not be able to deliver. And even noted that I'm a student, I have a paper. And I was like, oh, so I gave my job to a student. But how did he get the job? He had a structure. Did he deliver? He delivered though. He later brought it in the evening and dropped it in our storeroom. And I was happy because I've given it like 2 engineers. Will we go to China to go and call them that you should come and fix it for us? But someone got the job done because he had put a structure in place to get the work done for us. As a big business owner, you might want to operate as a big business owner and you have all the money. You have all the money with you. The only thing you don't have is how to launch into business. If that is your issue, then the structure you need to put in place is a big structure. Now you have to get a mentor, you have to get a business developer, you have to get the social media, or you yourself, you are the social media strategist. You have to get all of that in place to position you, because no matter how big your money is, if the structure is not in place, nobody will hire you. They will rather fire you. So you have, then lastly, if you want to operate offline, which I feel most of you want to do, is something that you should be able to structure properly. Maybe your WhatsApp will be on automation. Maybe you'll be responding in person. Maybe working hours. Maybe you just structure everything so that when anybody comes, even your phone has positioned you for that opportunity. Your phone has positioned you to get the job. I saw someone online recently, and I saw someone talked about her in a group that this person can do this thing. By the time I went to her inbox and said, "Madam, can you provide a service around this area?" I didn't even say that I saw someone talk about her in a group. And I saw the way she was responding. The next thing I told her is, "I will get back to you." She has not put any structure in place. The last structure I want to talk to you about is the structure in your head. I didn't find this anywhere. I'm talking from experience. Have a structure in your head. If someone called me, if someone sent me a message about this business, what should be my first answer? If you have a good answer for the person is less likely to leave you. The person will just stay glued. Now, write glue in the comment section. Write glue. Let them stay glued to you. Glued. I'm saying blue, not blue. Glued. Yes. Martha Elias. Glued. Let them stay glued to you. I want you to, yes, glued. If you are not taking anything out of this call this evening, if you are not take this part. I'm almost sure maybe the next 2-3 minutes I'll be off. Take this part that I need to get people glued to me. They must not leave me alone. You remember the don't leave me challenge. Don't leave me. I need your money. I need the opportunity. I need everything. So glue, thank you. Yes, I've had enough glue. Thank you. You guys are wonderful. Doctors, everybody, I'm seeing you. Wow, you have great set of people. In fact, I don't feel like living here now, but we just have to live, Yes, you have to make them glued to you. They just stay with you. They stay put. There's nobody that can do this thing like Chokwe is doing, like Dorcas is doing, like what's the name of my 2 winners for today? I have a material on branding. I'm giving it out free. Yes,
Deborah.
Rabiata and that. Yes. I don't know, how do they get across to me? Maybe Excellency.
Please get across to me. I don't know Deborah. We have quite a number of Deborahs. We have many people. So.
No. Is it Deborah? Okay,
yeah,
Deborah.
Deborah.
Hey. Oh my goodness. What do we do for all Deborahs
Okay,
now?
see Deborah B. Okay, I think it's Deborah B. She just highlighted herself. So Deborah B, send me your identification number. Okay, she just sent her name. Rabiat, you as well. So just send me your identification numbers. So I can have that. Okay. Deborah noted. Rabiat.
Okay. So we all know that we need to get our first customer glued to us. Get your second customer glued to you. Get your third customer glued to you. That in a way you are setting a foundation for your business and it's a structure already. Do you want me to tell you on how you can get grants? When all of those foundation is okay, it will be easy for you to write for grants, to write for funding opportunities, to write for travel. Someone was telling me about a young lady this evening that got travel opportunity to 6 countries because of a project. 6 countries, not 1, not 2, because of a project she's doing. Why? Because she has set a foundation. I can tell you all of that, oh, this is how, this is the way to go about it when it comes to grants. This is the way to go about it when it comes to funding. But I will not be doing you so much good if I do not tell you about the foundation that would put you at an advantage over every other person who is trying to get that same job. Because as you are entering into the marketplace, I'm sure by the time you are through with this coaching call, you will be launched into the marketplace. And some of you that are smart enough will have started launching into the marketplace. I don't know how you want to handle my social media page when you don't have something to show me. Now, if I'm not going to do try and error with you. That's another thing. Someone like me will not do try and error. There was a guy that told me that he wants to handle my social media page for free. Oh. And I told him, I said, go and look at Hearing Made Easy. That small thing you are seeing there, it is me that did it. So it can't go less. And the guy arranged. So that is why I'm telling you, you want to offer me a free service, I'm even giving you condition that see what is there. It can't go less. So go and check. It has a team, it has a color team, it has everything. So if you don't know what you are doing, you can't do it. And I'm not even going to give you to do for free because I'm not sure you know what you are doing. So when you put all of that in place, you have a structure already. With the structure, you are at an advantage into any space. And you know, tech is the new, in fact, is the new gold. So when I was 23, 25, and somebody gave me this opportunity, I would jump at it because I'm actually not techie at all. So I would jump at it. And to say that she's even doing it for free, oh my God. I don't know how she's managing this whole thing. But yes, so if you have this opportunity, you have to run at it. Do I have any question? I'm sure my 1 hour is almost up. Do I have any question? Do I have someone that want to ask me a question?
Can we send questions? Can I share your social media URLs to them so they can contact you for questions? It's 9 p.m. I was supposed to actually shut down at 9. I don't know if it's okay.
Oh, okay, that's fine. You can share with them, and that's perfectly okay.
Yeah. And so they can just reach out to you directly and then ask questions.
Yeah, they can chat me directly. And what other thing? Yes, I think so. And Excellence, do your people read books?
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay. I think I can do something for everybody. I have a book on business and entrepreneurship for startups. I call it the Startup Mastery.
Yeah.
Yes. So the Startup Mastery will help you to understand funding opportunities, growing your business, planning, and all of that. The last time I sold the book, I still sold for 3,500. But what should I do for these young entrepreneurs? I'll create a link for you. I'll send a seller link to you to so they can paste it. I'll give you for 1,000 anybody that wants to know more about funding opportunities. I'm just giving, I don't want to give you for free. If I give you for free, you might not read. That's why I'm giving
I
you
actually
for
have the book,
1,000.
and I can say the book is good. I have the book myself. So it's a very good
Yes. So
resource.
I'm going to give the book out. I'm going to set it up on seller now is on seller already. But I'll give you for 1,000 naira. I'll send the link to her.
Thank you, Ma.
Then when you get the book, definitely you have more access to me. Thank you for the call.
Ma.
I think I'm fine.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you so much. We're so grateful. Wow,
Yeah.
tonight is full. Tonight is full. We're already out of time, and so we are shutting down right now. So just drop me one word. What can you say about this session? Just one word, just one word, just one word in the comments before we actually say good night. Like, it's been almost 3 hours. Goodness. Yes, excellent, awesome, timely, empowered, value packed. Yes, mind blowing, superb, powerful, awesome, educating. Yeah. This is so good. So good. Enlightening, inspirational. Wow. Thank you so much, Ms. Paulina. Despite your schedule, despite the hitches, you still tried to be with us here. I don't take it for granted. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone that has joined us. I would encourage you to go back and listen to this again and again and again. Like, really, so much value. All the resources have been promised to you. I'm going to connect with them and I'm going to pass it on to all of you. And I believe and I hope that it will make so much sense. Jump on it.
Those two people,
yes.
Those two people
yes.
I called their names.
Yeah.
I want you to connect them with me personally.
Okay, Ma. I will. Deborah and Rabia.
Don't mind me. That's just like luck. So that some people will not say, and I answered, and she didn't call me. But I can't pick everybody. But that's just link them up. I'm going to have a free session with them, and I will send every of the links to you straight away, so you can.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Please, good night. Go and rest. Join your mentoring meetings. Do your assignments. Finish your weekly sessions. We'll continue in the Facebook group and then the WhatsApp group. Maybe I'll do another Q&A with you tomorrow. Maybe it's a maybe. But please, week 3 is bulky. Let's get it done. You have until Tuesday for week 3. So you have until Tuesday, not today. You have until Tuesday for week 3. So make sure I didn't give any quiz. There's intentional. But trust me, in your final assessment, I'm going to ask you those questions. But because you have so much to do, and I really want you to assimilate the corrections you have from your video lessons and optimize your social media platforms as well. That's why I don't want to overburden you with more tasks that you're under pressure or duress to submit. I want you to consolidate on what you have so far. At least, like she told you, see, they say face value might be false value, not really. That's your social media platforms, how you optimize it is important. It is key. It is key for you. It is how you're going to be perceived. So please go to Facebook, check your groups, the links that I shared with you, follow them, study them, go through the templates and optimize your social media accounts. If you don't want to post, don't post. Just optimize. It can be empty, but just optimize first. Very, very important. Thank you guys for coming on board. Thank you for staying through. Some of us, batteries went up. I totally understand. My Wi-Fi even went off. I had to come back and on the network and all, but you guys are absolutely the best. Thank you. You can only become better. That's my promise to you. You can only become better. And for those asking what they can do for me, pay it forward. Pay it forward. Get other girls that qualify on board, or get your people and actually pass this on to them. Teach them something, share what you're learning on social media, let other people learn. Help as many people as possible. If I help you, you help the other, and they help the other. We'll have more women up, and the more the merrier. That's how I feel. I don't see competition. I just see collaboration, and we can be so much more together. Thank you guys, and have an